Well, I welcome you in CAD laboratory. Computer. This is a computer-aided design and drafting laboratory. So I welcome you all. It's a great privilege for us that our department got NBA accreditation. So it's a great honor for us. Now this is a computer lab, and name of computer lab is computer aided civil engineering drawing. Course code is CES 392, and this is semester 3, and this is Mr. Rohit Sahu. So this course coverage of CAD lab, basically the syllabus which I am going to cover, that is this is the first. So this is a building drawing using the AutoCAD. um, so so first we discuss the overview of the building, then type of buildings, then I shall discuss the different components, and the components has the two part. The components has the two category. One is structural and another is non-structural. Now the building drawing consists of different plan, like the stair plan, like the site plan. So this means this is a location plan, then floor plan, then roof plan, front elevation, sectional elevation through stair, with detailed specification and guidelines of code. So the guidelines given on code, guidelines has mentioned on code, so we have to follow the guidelines to develop the site plan, different architectural plans, as well as different drawings we have prepared using the guidelines of codes. Now the above drawings are drawn using the AutoCAD. So we will discuss uh, the brief overview of AutoCAD basics. So in AutoCAD basics we shall discuss the layout and sketching, drawing environments, elements drawing, and draw commands. Now you know that a building mainly has two part. One is superstructures, another is substructures. So if I draw a building, and this is the uh, ground level. So as I have mentioned, that building has two part. One is substructures, another is superstructure. The portion of the building which is located below ground level is called substructure, and the portion which is located above ground level is called superstructure. So the building has mainly has two part. One is substructure, which is below ground level. So in substructure, what what portions comes, that is foundation. Foundation, because the building rests over the foundation, so load transfer through foundation to the soil. So uh, so the in superstructure, superstructure means the foundational part are considered, whereas in substructure just above ground level means the beam, column, slab, so all are called which remain above ground level, called the substructure. So this is the building which have the two part. Another systems we have considered, that is the building structural system. So in building structural system, again the structural building, so the two different systems are used to construct the building. So another is, first one is the load bearing wall type of structure, which is this is very much this is very old, and generally such type of structures, load bearing wall type of structures are mainly constructed uh, constructed in remote place, in village area, whereas the RC frame structures which is modern structural system, and here the beam columns are used. And so in load bearing all type of structures, um, so what happened, here the load means the load means the which is acting on slab. So load transfer from slab to beam, and beam transfer load to wall, and wall transfer load to the footing, and footing transfer load to soil. So this is a uh, load mechanism in load bearing wall system. So load is transferring from slab to beam. So the horizontal portion of the uh, horizontal portion on the floor, that is called slab, where basically we uh, uh, so where the peoples are working, persons occupant is on the slab, so furnitures on the slab. So here this load is transferred to beam. Now the slab is supported on beam. Okay, if this is a slab and this slab is supported on beam, then beam is directly rest on wall. So the load transfer to beam, so this is a beam element, then beam transfer load to the wall, and finally the wall transfer load to the, so the bigger footing is used. So so the footing, so the load transfer from wall to footing, finally footing is raised on the soil, so the footing transfer load to the soil. Okay, so this is a load bearing wall system, whereas in RC frame structure, RC means this is reinforced concrete. Okay, so this is a reinforced concrete. RC frame structures means the here the wall is not carrying any load. It is wall are basically used mainly for the partitioning of the rooms. Here the load is transferred from slab to beam, then beam to wall, beam to column, then column to footing. So you see that only the difference between load bearing wall and RC frame structure, only the wall is replaced by the column. Okay, wall is replaced by the column. So in RC frame structure, load is transferring from slab to beam, then beam to column, and column to foundation, and foundation transfer load to soil. Now here the building structural components are considered. So you know that slab, which is a horizontal member and the two-dimensional member, and this is a beam. So slab is generally raised over beam, slab is supported by beam, then beam, and the column is a vertical member, so which carry the load, which transfer load. So slab, you see that this is a reinforcement, this is a reinforced RC member, this is a reinforced concrete member. So the slab transfer load to beam, then beam again is supported on column. So column is a vertical member, then finally column transfer load to the foundation. So foundation, which is at the base of the, which is made at the base of the column, and obviously the foundation has a bigger area and transfer load to the soil. Now, so those are the structural elements, structural components, whereas the architectural components are different things are used, different in architectural items in buildings are rooms, these are different rooms. So when we make a plan, so in building the different rooms are made. So the bedroom, then dining room, kitchen, toilet, then washroom, washing component room, etc., and the stairs. So the in architectural elements, so those are called the architectural elements. And another things is another also doors, windows, verandas, walls again has the two type. One is the outer wall, another is inner wall, is the external wall and the internal wall. So those are the architecture. So the rooms means the different rooms, bedroom. So for different purpose we are making the, we have planned the different, we are making the different rooms. So bedroom, dining room, kitchen, toilet, WC room, is door, windows, verandas means balcony, walls, again all are they are under architectural element. Now now next I am going to discuss, I shall discuss the different type of buildings. So generally type of buildings are mainly constructed for the different purpose. Mr. Sub buildings has the two type. One is the residential building, another is public building. So for the public purpose the buildings are constructed, for the residential purpose building is constructed. So the two type of buildings, one is the residential building, another are public building. The example of public buildings are school, college, hospital, etc. Again, the residential building has three category based on income. So based on income, again the residential building, again it has the three different category. So this is the LIG building, this is the low income group, then MIG building, then HIG building. So here and one recent trend is, not the recent, I mean in few decades in city or town the G+3 concept are used. So here the G+3 2 honors buildings are constructed due to the scarcity of space. Okay, because in town the space is very limited. So due to scarcity of spaces, the G+3 G concept are introduced. Here G means the ground floor. So ground floor mainly used for parking purpose. So if I say that G+2, it means what? So suppose this is the ground floor. Okay, ground floor, then first floor, then second floor, and this is roof. So you see that this is a 3-story building, 1 2 3. G plus 2 means 3-story, and G means the ground floor is, G concept is used because of scarcity of space, because of the limited space, and the ground floor are mainly used for car parking mainly. Now in building, the different materials are used. Now the common material, so common materials which are commonly used in building, that is concrete. Concrete means it is a mixture of cement, sand and coarse aggregate. Coarse aggregate means that is called the stone chips. So this a concrete are used, so it is mixed uh, by using the cement, sand and coarse aggregate. And suppose for M20 grade of concrete, the proportion is 1:1.5:3. Here 1 means the 1 part cement, then 1.5 part sand and 3 part for a particular, to make a particular volume of concrete, you have to add 1 part cement, 1.5 part sand and 3 part coarse aggregate. And the M is the mixed design. If I follow the mixed design code, then, and 20 is the 20 is the characteristic strength or the ultimate compressive strength, because the concrete is weaker in tension and strong in compression. So that's why generally the members are designed, mainly the members are designed mainly considering the compressive strength of concrete. So the 20 is the compressive strength of the concrete, and an appropriate amount of water you have to add, because the cement and water react and make a adhesive paste which keep all particles together. So the water you have to add. So this is called the nominal mix, which are used at site. Okay, if I follow this proportion, then we can make the M20 grade of concrete. And the water amount is 30 liter water you have to add. Now the reinforced concrete, as I have mentioned that concrete is weaker in tension and strong in compression, so that's why we apply the reinforcement. Reinforcement means steel are used for strengthening the section. To increase the tensile strength of the section, tensile strength of the concrete, we apply the reinforcement in the tensile zone. So this is the reinforcement concrete, and here the reinforcement means the steel bars are used. Okay, so the concrete, this is a plain concrete. Plain concrete means there is no reinforcement are not used, and whereas in reinforced concrete the reinforcement are used. And reinforcement means the steel bars are, different bars are used, like the 8, 10, 8, 5, 10, 5. So different type of bars, different bars are used to strengthen the section. And another is the brick. And bricks, so in RC frame structure mainly used to construct wall, and so the brick size, this is very important. Brick size is 10 inch, means 250 mm is length. It's a traditional brick size. I have said that this is a traditional brick, and size is 10 inch. 10 inch means the length is 10 inch, then width is 5 inch, and height is 3 inch. So if it is in mm, then 250 mm, 125 mm and 75 mm is the height of the brick, and width of brick is 5 inch or 125 centimeter, 10 inch approx 250 mm. So this is a drawing symbol of material. So for concrete these symbols are used, okay, and for reinforced concrete these symbols are used. So here the reinforcement are used, okay, to strengthen the section, to increase the tensile strength of the concrete, and this is a symbol of brickwork. Now next I discuss about the building drawing. So you know that it's a very essential thing that you have to that you know that drawing is the language of the engineers. Okay, the drawing is the language of the engineers. And building drawing, so if you know the building drawing, if you understand the building drawing, then you can understand civil engineering drawings easily. Okay, so building drawing is the basic understanding of civil engineering drawing. So and you know that in building projects several drawings are required, and the building drawing has mainly two types. One is the architectural drawing. So architectural drawing consists of side plan, floor plan, roof plan, front elevation, sectional elevation through stair, isometric view of the building. And the structural drawing. Structural drawing is the structural details are drawn. So here the reinforcement details of structural members that we draw in structural drawings. Cross sectional view is the sectional view, then longitudinal view also be drawn. So building drawing has two types. One is the architectural drawing. So architectural drawing consists of side plan, floor plan, roof plan, whereas the structural drawing consists of reinforcement details of structural members. So you know that structural members, cross sectional view, longitudinal view,